This is macOS Ken.
A big day of updates, more time to shine for Apple Watch, and more awards for Ted Lasso and CODA. It is Tuesday, the 15th of March, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplisafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. BetterHelp wants to remind you to take care of your most important relationship, the one you have with yourself. That might sound self-indulgent. You got so much other stuff and so many other people to look after. But how effective will you be taking care of them if you're not taking care of you? BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anybody on camera if you don't want to. It's kind of cool. I spent time with my BetterHelp therapist sitting at home in my favorite chair, not uncomfortably in somebody else's office. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. Like I said before, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp, and macOS Ken listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. BETTERHELP. That's betterhelp.com/macOSKen. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. And thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. It is not quite right to say that everything Apple makes got an update on Monday. I've heard nothing about updates for AirPods, for example, nor for Apple Pencil. The bigger stuff, though, that all got updates on Monday. Starting with the most prevalent, Apple on Monday released iOS 15.4 and iPadOS 15.4. So much new stuff, it's kind of difficult to parse. Top of everybody's list for new features is the ability to use Face ID while wearing a mask. Specific to iPhone, MacRumors says the feature does what it says on the box, lets users unlock their iPhone 12 or newer using Face ID, even when wearing the type of COVID-fighting mask that's become so common over the past couple of years. Apple Pay and password autofill in applications and Safari will even work with Face ID while wearing a mask, provided you set it up to do so. The update's kind of unusual, prompting people to set up Face ID right away if you plan to use Face ID while wearing a mask. You can bypass that if you want to and activate it in settings at a later time. There are a couple of changes of note for Siri. One lets Apple's virtual assistant hit you up with time and date info even when the phone is offline, provided that phone is an iPhone XS or newer. Also, the less gendered voice for Siri we heard about a few weeks ago has made it into the mix. Our friends in the European Union get new functionality around vaccine cards, no physical card required. Apple has added EU digital COVID certificate support in health. This lets folks download verifiable versions of COVID-19 vaccination, lab results, and recovery records, and store them in Apple Wallet. Specifically for iPad, Universal Control has finally made the scene. That's the one that allows the same mouse or trackpad and keyboard to control multiple iPads and Macs in close proximity. And one of my favorites when they come around, new emoji. There are somewhere between 37 and 123 new emoji, depending on who you ask. MacRumors puts the number at 37. Apple Insider puts it at 123. I'm pretty sure they're counting multiple skin tones of a lot of the new ones, though. Speaking of what's new, you get pregnant man, melting face, troll, and a number of handshake combos. Apple says handshake emoji allows you to choose separate skin tones for each hand. Apple Insider puts the possible number of combinations for that one at 25. And you can see how they end up with 123 new emoji to Mac Rumors 37. 37! Perhaps more important than any of that are the 36 security fixes for the iOS and iPadOS updates listed in Apple's security notes. The updates are free and easy. They're available now in Settings on iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. Pairing nicely with Monday's iPadOS update is the release of macOS Monterey 12.3. Pairing, I say, because of its inclusion of universal control. Explaining it from the computer-shaped computer side, MacRumor says after updating your devices to macOS 12.3 and iPadOS 15.4, universal control works automatically, allowing your Mac's cursor and keyboard to work on the iPad and vice versa. Also landing on Apple's most recent Macs, support for spatial audio. Apple says dynamic head tracking is available in music with supported AirPods on Mac computers with the M1 chip. My 3-year-old Mac will not support that, but my iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV 4K do, and boy is that a crazy thing. The company's also put controls in Control Center for spatial audio for people who don't want it or only want it now and then. The update also includes either lots of new emoji or lots and lots of new emoji, depending upon whom you ask. Another neat feature, the update lets users add customized notes to save passwords, bringing password management in Apple's ecosystem closer to features found in third-party password managers. Plenty more where that came from, including a few bug fixes and 45 security issues addressed according to Apple's security page. macOS Monterey 12.3 is a free update. It is available now through Settings on an eligible Mac. Now, some Macs can't handle the latest version of macOS. Others are owned by people who simply won't take them to Monterey. Whatever the reason they're not making the trip, Apple has released some security-focused updates for those machines. macOS Big Sur 11.6.5 hit Monday, packing 19 security fixes and nothing else as far as I know. Hopping a little further back in time, Apple's security update site brings word of security update 2022-003, Catalina. That one's for machines that run Catalina. It tackles 16 security issues by my count. What should one look for when watching Apple Watch? Mac Rumors list a few new features tied to watchOS 8.5, also released on Monday. With the update, users can now authorize Apple TV purchases and subscriptions from the watch. AFib identification is said to have been improved. Fitness Plus adds a bit of accessibility with audio guidance for moves demonstrated visually during workouts. And EU COVID vaccination records have made it to the wallet on Apple Watch, just like they did in iOS 15.4. Now, there's also an updated feature that belongs not to iPhone nor to Apple Watch, but to both. A piece from my download blog says users can now restore an Apple Watch using an iPhone, assuming the phone is running iOS 15.4 and the Apple Watch is running watchOS 8.5. To be honest, I'm having a hard time figuring out why this would be something someone would need. Turns out, though, I don't have to. The hardware combo will apparently let you know if it's needed. According to the piece, if a problem arises with the Apple Watch, which means it needs to be restored or updated, a nearby iPhone can handle that now. An Apple support document says that if the Apple Watch in question is indeed having an issue, an animation should appear on the nearby iPhone saying as much. It will indicate that the user simply needs to bring the Apple Watch and iPhone together to start the restore or update process. All of that and 22 security fixes too Made for Apple Watch Series 3 and up, the watchOS 8.5 update is available through the Watch app on an associated iPhone. Moving now to the Phantom Zone. Apple on Monday released tvOS 15.4. Mac Rumors notes a few notable changes for the set-side box. According to the piece, the update introduces an Up Next queue directly to the video player to make it easier to get from show to show while watching shows. It's also got a new volume button that's accessible from the video player. The Tap to Navigate feature has returned as an accessibility option according to the piece, and the spatial audio controls have also been redesigned. If you're a travel-in type who likes to tote your Apple TV with you, Mac Rumors says the update adds support for captive Wi-Fi networks, which means that an iPhone or iPad can be used to connect your Apple TV to networks that require additional sign-in steps, such as in hotel rooms. All of that, plus the ability to display HomeKit cameras in picture-in-picture mode while watching TV, and 21 security fixes to boot. You can get the tvOS 15.4 update and settings, then system, then software update on the streaming device. Or if you have it set to update automatically, it should update automatically. One more bit of hardware was handed a software update. Apple's sort of smart speaker got a bit more smarts on Monday. That is when the Cupertino company released HomePod software 15.4. Not unlike the tvOS update, Mac Rumors says the update for HomePod and HomePod Mini brings support for captive Wi-Fi networks so that users can connect to a HomePod on a network that needs additional steps to sign in. Additionally, not unlike everything else through which Siri speaks, the less gendered voice for Apple's virtual assistant has found a home in the HomePod line. HomePod software 15.4 should update automatically. Folks who lack the patience, or people who have disabled automatic updates, can force an update through the Home app on an associated iOS or iPadOS device. More news in a moment, but first a word from SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. Big names like Popular Science, PC Magazine, and U.S. News have great things to say about SimpliSafe, as do small names like Ken Ray. Each of those magazines named SimpliSafe the best home security of 2021, and even though we're only 3 months in, U.S. News has gone ahead and named them the best home security of 2022. Now, what I like about SimpliSafe is how it's tailored to me. They have packages from which you can choose, or you can pick just the elements you need to make your home safe as can be. Then you put it together. From the new outdoor wireless security camera to sensors and cameras on the inside, setup is super simple. I had my sensors, keypad, and base station installed in well under an hour. At the other end is the best 24/7 professional monitoring in the business. Always ready to send out police, firefighters, or EMTs to your home as soon as they're needed, and all of it for less than $1 a day. You can customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/macOSken. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. SIMPLI. Go to simplysafe.com/macOSken. Apple Watch's time at the top continues. Apple Insider has new numbers from Counterpoint research that show Cupertino's chronometer crushing the competition. According to the company's list of the top 9 smartwatch makers in 2021, Apple was first with a share of 30.1% around the globe. Samsung was second with a share of 10.2%. Huawei was third with 7.7%. And the rest of it's noise. I'm kidding. Noise came in at number 9. Never heard of them, doesn't really matter. The point is, Apple Watch is miles ahead of the competition, though it did lose about 1/10 of a mile in its lead. Apple's share of the smartwatch space was 32.9% in 2020, a bit bigger than last year's 30.1%. That does not indicate waning interest in Apple Watch, though. Rather, Apple's shrinkage was due to growth in such wearables across the board. The global smartwatch market is estimated to have grown 24% from the end of 2020 to the end of last year, according to Counterpoint. That growth was driven largely by sub-$100 devices. If you've spent the last few weeks watching the Apple TV Plus series Servance, you are very much not alone. The folks at ReelGood say for the week of the 3rd of March through the 9th, the Adam Scott, John Turturro, Christopher Walken show was the most streamed series among its millions of U.S. users. Top series, though not top title. The most streamed property for the week was the Ryan Reynolds movie Free Guy. Severance was second by ReelGood's reckoning. That put it ahead of such series as Euphoria and Our Flag Means Death, and such films as West Side Story and The King's Man. The first trailer for Apple's Magic Johnson Docu-Series is out. Engadget has word of the trailer for the 4-part series They Call Me Magic. Magic features prominently in the series itself, though a lot of other big names take part. Among them are Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and former President Barack Obama. While a documentary about one of the greatest basketball players of all time will feature a fair amount of sports, Engadget says from the looks of the trailer, the series spends just as much time celebrating Johnson's activism and family life as it does his all-star career. I will say this trailer does have me interested. You can see it for yourself on YouTube. They Call Me Magic hits Apple TV Plus on Friday, the 22nd of April. And finally today, award season is in full swing, and Ted Lasso and CODA keep cleaning up. Apple issued a press release Sunday announcing its showing at the Critics' Choice Awards. The critics chose CODA once, and Ted Lasso 4 times over. On the film side, Troy Kotsur took home another trophy for Best Supporting Actor. Should go nicely with his Independent Spirit Award, his Hollywood Critics Association Film Award, and his Screen Actors Guild Award. He is not guaranteed to win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, for which he has been nominated, but missing that would come as a surprise at this point. As for Team Lasso, congrats to Brett Goldstein, Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, Hannah Waddingham, Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, Jason Sudeikis, Best Actor in a Comedy Series, and Ted Lasso for Best Comedy Series. Also held over the weekend, the British Academy Film or BAFTA Awards. No, Ted Lasso couldn't win. It's not a film. CODA is, though, and it took home 2 BAFTAs. Apple's press release on those wins congratulates Sian Heder for winning the Adapted Screenplay Award, and Troy Kotsur for taking home the BAFTA for Supporting Actor. Should go nicely with his Independent Spirit Award, his Hollywood Critics Association Film Award, his Screen Actors Guild Award, and his Critics' Choice Award. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplisafecom/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.